Welcome to the Jeff
and the Bonch
Show,
the conference championship edition.
I think we should just get to this week's games.
This week's games, two interesting matchups.
Two very interesting.
Where do you want to start?
I think we should start. I think the first game is the NFC game. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct.
3 o'clock and then 6:30. We did this weird time thing.
I hate the weird
Why-
time.
why
1
is
o'clock
this?
football's over now.
Yeah,
It's
why
terrible.
3? We don't do 3. Do either 4:30
1
or
and
6.
4. What's wrong with 1 and 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
Every other Sunday, that's okay with everybody, but
Yeah, I
this
don't
week
get
we
it.
have to change it. Well, anyway.
3? What am I going to do for those extra 2 hours?
I know.
Watch more
2 hours of
stuff, I
pregame
guess.
show.
Yeah,
That's what they want.
yeah,
They want you to watch
that's
pregame show for 3
what
hours.
it's going to be.
Anyway, the top 2 seeds, the Niners and the Falcons in Atlanta. Everyone and their mom is picking the Niners to win this game.
Can I just, before, this is part of the reason why they ended the Seahawks game. I was like, come on, Seahawks. Because it would have been Seattle versus San Francisco. In San Francisco, Seattle fans would be there like crazy. It would have been crazy. I would have loved that game.
You
Drats!
don't love this game.
Drats!
Because
No, I know.
you're not a believer in the Falcons. I know you're not.
Not at all. Honestly, I think the 49ers are going to crush them.
Everyone is saying the
I
49ers are going to crush
do.
them. Everybody is.
And it's also, I would have thought that if you told me this matchup beforehand.
Right.
And then after seeing last week, it only reinforced that
Yes.
belief. Because the truth is that the Falcons had that game where it's almost like what you were saying the whole time with the Vikings and the Colts. Oh, they made it. That was their big thing.
Yeah.
They made it to the playoffs. They got their win. That was their big thing. They barely did it. They were so
Yeah.
happy. We hung on. We did it. Yay. Whereas the 49ers, they want more than this. They were here last year. They
Yeah.
want to make it to the Super Bowl. They're not going to
Exactly.
blow this one. The Falcons, they did what they had to do. The year was a success.
Yes. They got
That's
their
it.
playoff win. If nothing else, they got that.
And they were lucky
And
to
they
get
were
that.
really close
they were
to
lucky
that.
to get
Oh,
that.
if they lost that game, catastrophic for the franchise, for the coach,
especially
for
the way
quarterback.
that it happened.
Yes. Oh my.
Oh.
Oh, they never would have heard the end of it.
Yeah.
The main reason I am picking the 49ers, I totally agree. And I said last week that the NFC Championship game was really Packers-Niners. I stand by that statement.
Mm-hmm.
But what's reinforced it to me is the Falcons had so much trouble stopping Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
on the
there you
run.
go.
And now you have basically Russell Wilson plus and Colin Kaepernick. And especially on a turf field
Yeah.
in the Dome. Now, as a fan, I like this Falcons team. I'm rooting for them to win. But as a football analyst, I can't see them winning this game. I think the Niners are better offensively.
And defensively.
I don't say better offensively. They're different offensively. I think the Niners' offense matches up against the Falcons' defense better than the Falcons' offense matches up against the Niners' defense, if that makes sense. I wanted to make an argument to pick the Falcons. I really can't do it. I think the Niners
the
win
main
this
thing
game.
in the Falcons players' heads, whether they want to admit it or not, is relief this week that they got the win.
Absolutely.
And the 49ers, it's, okay, one more step. That's
Yeah.
what they're thinking. They're thinking, all right, we beat the Packers. Now it's time to go beat another
The
team.
Niners think
They're-
they should have won the Super Bowl last
Exactly.
year. They
They're
feel
not-
like that was taken from them because of their punt returner,
I think that's,
who fumbled
yeah,
twice.
which it was.
Yes.
It was.
They were at least going to be in the Super Bowl.
So, I mean, I think we're both going 49ers.
Yes.
I don't think we've got that close of a game.
No.
I hope we do. I just see the 49ers just
I don't think it's going to
handling
be like
the Falcons.
20. You think it's going to be like a 20-point difference? I think I'm going to say like 13. 30
That's still a
30
decent-
to 17. I don't think it's going to be a very... I think the Falcons can keep it close for a while. I think the Niners pull away eventually.
Maybe. I agree with I think what you said before, where if the 49ers can score first, this game's just over.
Yeah.
If it's 10-0 or something like
That's
that,
like the
the game
Falcons
is
are
just
done.
done. You might as well turn it off and get ready for the next game.
Yeah. Speaking of deja vu, the AFC Championship game rematch of the Patriots and the Ravens. Patriots thrilled beyond belief. They don't have to go to Denver. They're now home.
Yeah.
And they're playing a team that they've already lost to this season in a game I think most people remember.
31-30.
The replacement referee game,
3
where
or something like
I'm
that,
still
right?
not sure.
4?
I am still not sure if
what
that
it
field
was.
goal was good or not. I've seen the replay a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So now we have this whole storyline of Ray Lewis's retirement tours, the destiny. Basically, it was his destiny to make the Super Bowl, and we have a Patriots team that defending AFC champions.
That's the Patriots. That's your...
Like, you know, they're the Patriots.
Yeah, the
Everyone
Patriots.
knows the Patriots deal. They want that fourth ring badly,
Yeah.
especially since they don't have one since the Spygate and everything.
They don't.
And there's no Giants to stop. They're like, hey, we don't have to play the Giants if we win this game. We're very excited about that. So, what do you think?
I'm taking the Ravens.
Of course you're taking the Ravens. I was counting on you to
Of
take the
course.
Ravens.
I mean, last year I picked the Harborough Bowl.
Yeah.
And this year I get to pick it
You
again.
get to pick it again.
Pick it again. Last year I was wrong with both. This year I'm going to be right with both. As opposed to the times I picked teams, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be wrong. Taking the Ravens.
So, here's my question, since you're picking the Ravens.
Sure.
You had the Broncos running over them,
Yeah.
basically, and you had the Broncos beat the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think the Ravens would beat the Patriots?
The Ravens just beat the Broncos.
So you're just saying by transitive property?
No, I mean, no. I'll tell you why the Ravens.
Yeah,
Because
why are the Ravens going to beat the Patriots?
what we've learned in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and in football in general, and in life, no, is that
Right.
the better team doesn't always win. We learned that
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
absolutely.
Doesn't happen.
Totally agree. Would you say
Usually-
would you agree the Patriots are the better team?
Yes.
Thank you.
Overall, if I'm going overall,
Yes.
the better team.
Yes.
The team that wins is the hotter team.
Yeah.
And sometimes the hotter team just misses it, where the Seahawks were the hotter team, just lost it, but it was a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. Or than, I guess you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
The Ravens are hot at the right time. They're hot
Agree with
now.
that.
There's sort of three factors that I thought when I looked at
Okay.
this game. Is one, the Ravens they beat the Broncos, who we both had as our Super Bowl winner. Impressive. So they've just beaten a good team.
Yes.
Before that, they crushed the Colts, who they were better than. That
Yes.
wasn't a real
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah.
But the Ravens have two quality wins that they just got. Second factor. This is sort of, I guess you call this the Ray Lewis factor. Ray Lewis is back. He had 17 total tackles last game. Not only 17 total tackles. We thought, oh, Ray Lewis come back, sort of a mascot type thing.
Yes.
That's what I thought, at least. Oh, it's sort of Ray, we'll do it for
yeah,
Ray.
And yeah, he does have tackles. That being said, I think Ray Lewis has lost a step. I don't think he's the same.
But I don't think that's what his importance is to the team.
Well, I know his importance to the team is as the leader, but since he's
Yeah.
going to be on the field, I think Tom Brady knows when to attack him in the passing game. I think he's going to have a big problem with those receivers and with the tight end of. Well, that's another thing we should talk about. No Gronkowski.
Well, let me get to my last.
I'm sorry.
My last big point is when I was looking at things is Tom Brady plays the worst against the Baltimore Ravens. Worse than any other team, actually. Yeah, they usually get the win. He has a 58.6%.
Huh. So he's not
completion rate.
Superman. He's
No,
basically
he's
just
not.
a good quarterback.
His QB rating over his career against the Ravens is 74.1.
Yeah.
It's not that good. It's by far is worse than any other team. Usually the Patriots get the win because they're usually just better, and it usually doesn't matter that much. But the Ravens, historically, play him well. And we know that the Ravens are all old, so it's the same players. No, but it's true.
Same
No. You like that, right?
So old. The Raven. This is like I feel like this is the Ravens' last chance. I always say this every year, but it
do say
really
that
feels
every
like
year.
they're. But now Ray Lewis is gone.
This
He is gone.
Well,
This
this
is
is
it.
their last chance.
I think this is it for the Ravens. That being said, I still don't think it's going to
I don't
happen.
think they're going to win.
I really don't, and I want I'm picking the team that I don't want to win as a fan, but the Patriots are going to win this game.
Why?
The Ravens, I have not seen enough. Like
They just beat the Broncos.
I know. Yes, they just beat the Broncos in double overtime.
The best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
They beat in double overtime, but they should have beat them.
They should have beaten them better more than they did.
Easier.
And I will say the Ravens are not afraid of the Patriots. This is quietly becoming a rivalry now.
And Foxborough is not what it once was.
No,
not this
I
year.
agree
It's
with
not.
that.
It's not. Oh, they have to go there. That's not a big deal to me anymore.
No.
Especially that you've got a team like Baltimore. It's not like they really are gonna.
I just think when it comes down to it, the Patriots. When it comes down to the end of the game, and I'm sorry, Joe Flacco. Sorry, I'm saying this again. I trust Tom Brady's offense over Joe Flacco's offense.
Okay, so the Pats, they're on a roll, basically. Sort of how the Broncos were. Where,
Yes.
And then I thought, okay, so where are the Pats? When was their last, quality, really good win? Do you know when it was?
No. I'm trying to think
It's
the last
neither do
quality
I.
team they played. When that was a loss, because that was these guys right here.
Yeah, because, all right, they're 9-1 over the last 10.
Yeah.
Including the Texans, who they just beat. So they beat the Texans this week. They beat the Dolphins, beat the Jags, lost to the 49ers. They beat the Texans again. So if we're considering that Houston, that's the only quality. Beat the Dolphins, beat the Jets, they beat the Colts. The Ravens just crushed.
Yeah.
Beat the Bills, beat the Rams. Then right before, so it's like
Somewhere in the Broncos where their schedule was a little bit light.
and then the game before that they lost was they lost to the Seahawks. So sort of they don't really have that game.
You're making a good argument. I'll tell you. I'm less confident in my Patriots picks.
But after hearing that, it's not like they've been beating these really good teams. Like either of these two teams, they have quality wins that you could point to.
I would agree with that.
They have quality wins. The Ravens, now that they beat the Broncos, they have the quality win.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that from beating the Colts. You really don't. You have
the Colts were what they were.
Now they have the quality win that impressed me. So the Patriots, when was the last time they had a real challenge? Because I don't consider the Texans a real challenge.
Yeah, apparently not for them.
I really don't.
Not for them. I just think that the Ravens, yes, they've done very nicely, and I will tell you, I like you're making a really good case for the Ravens because I'm much less confident in the Patriots
Hearing those teams.
after hearing what their schedule was.
Dolphins, Giants,
That's a red.
Jets.
That was a red flag
Yes.
with the Broncos that they hadn't really played anybody. But my argument with that was the Broncos had played the Ravens and destroyed them.
Yeah.
But the Patriots, again, I know it was a red place, but they did lose to the Ravens this year.
Well, I don't.
The Ravens.
I don't.
I know,
consider
but they are. The Ravens can beat the Patriots.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
There's
too.
no.
And they're not. They're not
There's no
scared.
factor
There's no
we
there's
cannot.
no mystique.
No
There's
mystique.
none of that.
There's no intimidation factor.
I mean, I definitely think this is the good game. Of
Yeah,
the week.
I
think both
say
are
I'm
great.
gonna say like a 3 or 4 point game,
I think I saw
like 24-20, something like that.
Like almost all the times that these two teams have played each other, it's been within like
It's gonna be
6
close.
points or
Very-
something. It's
I'll be
always
very-
close.
Like I said, it's gonna be a close game. And again, if we get the same game we did last year and it's most of the same players,
Why wouldn't it be close?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. Why?
and now the Ravens got rid of their bum kicker.
Yeah.
Also, one other factor you should bring up: Bernard Pollard against the Patriots. What happens every time that he plays them? Somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Took out Tom Brady's knee. Took out Wes Welker's knee. He injured Gronkowski last year before the Super Bowl. Now Gronkowski's already out. Everyone in the Patriots probably shaking.
I think Bernard Pollard's coming for them.
Bernard Pollard's coming for the Pats. Bernard Pollard's going to have a big impact in this game, whether it be by accidentally injuring someone, being burned for a touchdown, making a big turnover. I feel like Bernard Pollard is going to be the key to this game. I know it's crazy.
Your star key.
Yeah, he's like one of those, like, he's
There
going
you
to
go.
be a big factor somehow, either positively or negatively.
I'm saying the Ravens, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots.
I feel
At
the same
all.
way.
Vice
Taking the
versa, I think.
Patriots wouldn't shock me at
And
all.
of course, I like the Harborough Bowl, and I also like that somebody picked these two teams, and it was me. I own both these teams.
It's
You
okay.
own those
'Cause
two.
I got these
You do.
two.
We both have two. Did you realize
Sure
that?
enough, we have two
It
again.
works, but I'm pretty happy with my two.
I'm very confident with
One of your
One.
two. It's funny because I think right now the one team that we would say right now won't win the Super Bowl is the Falcons. That's the truth. That's what I'm saying.
probably, but at this point, if you make the Final Four, anything can happen.
Thank you for watching the Jeff
And the Bonch.
Show.
Now next week, it'll not be Super Bowl week. It's the bye week in between.
That's so sad, isn't
Yeah.
it?
You have to wait. You have to wait for the Super Bowl preview, and it's coming in 2 weeks. But next week we'll have a show
We'll
sometime.
do something.
Yeah. You'll have to wait and see what our show's about.
Yes.
Mystery, cliffhanger, excitement.
It's like a talent, it's like juggling and stuff. I'll
Yeah,
do
sure.
magic.
Just gonna swallow a sword on fire.
Yep, definitely.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye, America.
Shalom.
Hi, America. I'm Tiki. I love football. I love watching football. I picked the Falcons to win the Super Bowl.